And we are back at the rocking, raucous, lit grill in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Democratic National Convention. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're enjoying our coverage. President Barack Obama saying no one is more qualified, no one more qualified to be president than Hillary Clinton. I want to bring in Congressman Brad Sherman of California, senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. And, of course, my dream team is back with me. Political commentator Peter Beinart, a contributor to The Atlantic, Kayleigh McEnany, a Donald Trump supporter, political commentator Angela Rye, and also Bakari Sellers, a Hillary Clinton supporter. Thank you, Congressman,
Good to be with you.
For being with us. This was another big moment. I want you to listen and get your response to it. Here it is. Watch this.
And most of all, I see Americans of every party, every background, every faith, who believe that we are stronger together. Black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, young, old, gay, straight, men, women, folks with disabilities, all pledging allegiance under the same proud flag to this big, bold country that we love. That's what I see. That's the America I know. And there is only one candidate who believes in that future, has devoted her life to that future, a mother and a grandmother who would do anything to help our children thrive, a leader with real plans to break down barriers and blast through glass ceilings and widen the circle of opportunity to every single American, the next president of the United States, Hillary Clinton.
So, Congressman, what's your reaction? One of inclusion instead of exclusion.
I think the president showed that the America of the future is consistent with the values of America of the past, that we can all embrace the America of the future, and I think he said it very well.
What was your reaction tonight to the president's speech and then Hillary Clinton coming on stage?
Well, the president's speech was inspirational, one of his best. The night and the day was just an outstanding one for our candidacy. We had a flawless day of the convention, an inspirational day. And then Donald Trump said something even stupider than he usually does with this request that the Russians get involved in our political process.
Yeah. So, Peter, you mentioned President Ronald Reagan. And then John Potthurst, right, was a Reagan speechwriter. He tweeted this tonight. He said, take about 5 paragraphs out of that Obama speech, and it could have been a Reagan speech. Trust me, I know. What do you think of that?
Yeah, what I think Obama did, which was fascinating, and Congressman Sherman mentioned it, is Donald Trump is peddling nostalgia. He's peddling nostalgia for people who think that America was, it hit its high point in 1985 or 1955 and has been on the downhill ever since. And Barack Obama was saying, we can honor the past, my Kansas ancestors and their values. But America we don't lose those just because a lot of Mexicans and Muslims come in and because women and African Americans get empowered. Those values are universal. Just because we revere the past doesn't mean that we lose it when the demographic face of America changes. And that, I think, was in a way a very powerful response to Donald Trump, and it was a personal response. Because remember, Donald Trump questioned his Americanism, questioned whether he was really an American. He said, I am the grandson of Kansans. I have a black father and a Muslim name, and I grew up in Indonesia, but I embody those same values.
Yeah. Kayleigh, I want to get your reaction to this moment.
Hillary's been in the room. She's been part of those decisions. She knows what's at stake in the decisions our government makes. What's at stake for the working family, for the senior citizen, or the small business owner, for the soldier, for the veteran. And even in the midst of crisis, she listens to people and she keeps her cool and she treats everybody with respect. And no matter how daunting the odds, no matter how much people try to knock her down, she never, ever quits. That is the Hillary I know. That's the Hillary I've come to admire. And that's why I can say with confidence, there has never been a man or a woman, not me, not Bill, nobody, more qualified than Hillary Clinton to serve as President of the United States of America.
So Donald Trump has never been in the room. How does he convince voters that Secretary Clinton's experience is invaluable?
Well, I wouldn't want Donald Trump to be in the room of the people who've orchestrated this foreign policy. I mean, the facts speak for themselves. Called ISIS JV. He said Al-Qaeda is on the run, and then ISIS grew to 40,000 strong, and we have an ISIS terrorist attack every 84 hours. Hillary Clinton called Bashir al-Assad a reformer before he proceeded to gas his own people, and this administration oversaw the destruction of Syria and the rise of ISIS. I don't want Donald Trump in the room with these folks. I want someone with a different vision, with executive capacity, and that's what Donald Trump has.
So I just think that it's important for us to acknowledge, and I'll defer to you after this one point. Again, I'm going to continue to go back to Congress, and Congressman, I know you'll appreciate this. The president requested military authorization to continue military force against ISIL. He was not granted that. It wasn't even considered. He's been asking for it since February 2015.
The president's lawyers have said that the existing authorization to use force passed in 2001 gives him the authority to do everything he's doing.
Absolutely.
And what we couldn't agree upon was a replacement. As a matter of fact, he did not ask for repeal and replace of that very broad resolution that we passed in 2001. So he's got the authorization.
But can you go back to what you just said? You said you couldn't agree on. And
right.
Before you came on set, my only point is that at every turn he's faced opposition, and it's made it very difficult to accomplish some of the most important
just to kind of go just one step further and look at this from a 50,000-foot view. I mean, I understand what Kayleigh was saying earlier, but that doesn't actually give credit to the president and the Secretary of State John Kerry and others, because every day we're bombing the hell out of ISIL, and every day ISIL is losing ground. We do know that. But even more importantly,
and keep in mind, we're not experiencing thousands of casualties every year.
And we're
the way we did under George W. Bush.
And we're bringing
that's a huge advantage. We're managing the problem without thousands of our uniformed men and women dying.
Yes.
That matters.
Right. And by negotiating the Iran deal, we allow ourselves to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon without a third Middle Eastern war. So I think will go down. I know you were opposed to it, but most Democrats support it. Barack Obama, I think, will go down like Dwight Eisenhower, a man who, at the height of the Cold War, when people were pushing him to get into Vietnam, when people were pushing him to reckless interventions, avoided doing so, and will look back kindly on history.
Hold on, McCarthy. Someone get the congressman. You're going to be here all night. Go ahead. Final words on this subject that
Final words on what?
On this subject that we've been discussing.
Look, you can't just put Donald in power and he'll just pound the table and ISIS will go away. Radical Islamic extremism is going to be with us for a while. It needs to be managed, it needs to be caned, it needs to be driven down. Even when you crush it, some of it comes out of your fingers. And in order to avoid putting ground troops in and losing thousands and creating more terrorists, you need a calm hand. That's what Hillary provides.
Congressman, thank you very much. We'll get the congressman back. Everybody else stay with me. Much more to come. Or are you going to stay around? You're staying around. Much more to come live from the CNN Grill here in Philadelphia at the Democratic Convention. Don't go anywhere.